Daily Dive at fantasyalarm.com. I'm your host, Ray Flowers. In this edition of the Daily Dive, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about starting pitchers, and we're going to start with the number of 1. That is the number of starts that are expected to be skipped in the Rays rotation for Matt Moore. He's not going to pitch this weekend against the Angels, who've done a very good job against left-handed pitching. Now, Moore was really bad in his last outing, and for some unknown reason, which I don't really understand, obviously that's why it's unknown, Matt Moore is being dropped. I'm getting all these questions about, should I drop Matt Moore? Should I trade him on the cheap? Why? Why did you draft Matt Moore if you were going to bail on him before we got halfway through May? Realize that he didn't pitch a full slate of innings last year or the year before. There's going to be innings pitch concerns with him. If he gets to 180 innings this year, it would be a miracle, given where he's coming from. The Rays are probably going to skip starts here and there. Also realize that Matt Moore's case, you drop him because he had a bad outing. Again, I don't get this. What would you do if I told you Matt Moore would set a career best in strikeout rate, that he would set a career best in walk rate, and that he would set a career best in whip? Would you run away from that guy? That's what you'd be doing now if you're bailing on Matt Moore. He's on pace for a career best strikeout per 9, career best walk per 9, and a career best whip. Don't give up on Matt Moore. If you bid on Matt Moore, if you added Matt Moore to your team, have confidence and faith in Matt Moore. It was one bad start. Give him a break. He's pitching pretty well. If you were expecting more, you weren't being honest with who Matt Moore is. Next number is 2.08, which happens to be the ground ball to fly ball ratio of Carlos Rodon of the White Sox. Now, it's been a disappointing start to the season, but just like with Matt Moore, I don't understand why people are bailing on Rodon. One of the best young lefties in all of baseball. Just noted he's got better than a 2-to-1 ground ball to fly ball ratio, which is an excellent mark. He's also got 33 strikeouts in 33 innings, bringing the strikeout rate. Now, another thing that's really heartening, though his walk rate is 3.8 batters per 9 innings, which is a bad mark. It's a full batter above the league average. It's a bad mark. It is 0.8 batters lower than it was last season, so he's showing major improvement in the early going in the walk rate. Still need to see that continue to improve, but that's a really good sign. You also have the fact that lefties can't hit him. Lefties' WOBA against Carlos Rodon is 206. It's terrible. He's dominating lefties. He's getting strikeouts. He's starting to pull the walks back in, getting tons of grounders. Don't know why you have a problem with Carlos Rodon. And then the final number of the day is 0. Now, this is a concern. Jose Fernandez has made 6 starts for the Marlins, and not once, not a single time, has he thrown more than 6 innings. And there's lots of reasons for that. Number 1, he's got a massive strikeout rate. It's up 2 full batters from his career mark. That sounds great. Strikeouts, we love it in the fantasy game. Yeah, but he's throwing tons of pitches in order to generate those 12.6 strikeouts per 9 innings. He's also seen not just a 2 up in the strikeout column, he's seen a 2 up in the walk column, which is terrible. He's got a 4.3 walk rate per 9 innings this season. That is more than double the walk rate his last 2 seasons in the big leagues. All those walks, all those strikeouts, tons of pitches. He's not going deep in games. He's also seen his first pitch strike rate go down 5%. Still a dynamic talent, still a young arm that you can build a fantasy team around. But right now, Jose Fernandez is messed up. Too many pitches, poor locations, batters are waiting him out. They're taking the strikeouts to get the walks and get him out of the game early. He's got to do a better job of throwing strikes, and he should. But until he does, he's a very risky play because right now, he's kind of looking like a moderate arm with a lot of strikeouts.